Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to my live video. So I would like to say hi to you all. And if you're watching from other time zones, I would like to say good morning or good afternoon. So I'm glad everyone can join me tonight, this evening, where we'll be looking at more English idioms. Okay, so remember, idioms are like phrases which can be used to tell or to convey meanings, okay? And these meanings are often subtle or hidden, and you can't just use one or two words to convey these things. You need to use idioms, okay? Some idioms can be long. All right, so, okay, we have some viewers watching. Okay, great. So anyway, if you're watching, please support me by pressing the like or the heart buttons, okay? Or if you think this is useful, don't forget to share this live video to someone you know, because I'm sure they will get to learn some interesting things. And for today, we'll be looking at idioms which are related to the word fish, okay, or anything that is fish, right? So I think this is going to be interesting for everyone because you get to learn new words and new idioms as well. And like always, I'll be teaching totally in English so that you can all get to practice your English listening skills as well. But while I'm teaching, if I go too fast or too slow or you don't understand something, please do let me know in the comments area, all right? And if you're watching me now, don't forget to say hi in the comments area, all right? Send me a message. And also, right now, I'm going live. I go live every day, okay? Up to 2 times. So if you don't want to miss these great live videos, don't forget to like my Facebook page and press the see first button. But if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and press the bell button, all right? And this way you will not miss my live videos, all right? So let's just wait a little bit more, okay? All right, so can you tell me where are you watching from? Okay, tell me maybe the name of the city or the town or the country that you're watching this live video. And can you see me clearly? And can you hear me clearly? Okay, great. Okay, so like what I just said, today is an idiom quiz. So you get to learn some interesting English idioms which are related to fish, okay? Okay, so we have some viewers watching. Okay, let's begin slowly and let's look at our first sentence. Okay, right. Can you see the words on the screen? Can everyone see it clearly? All right, great. So this is our first first sentence, where I want you to look at the sentence here and then look at the blank and choose what is the best answer. Is it A, is it B, or is it C? Okay. All right. So here it's talking about what? That man drinks like a fish. Okay. So, right. Let me just pick up a comment. Okay, so hello teacher, my name is Ton. I'm from Chiang Mai. Okay, so that's a message from Nantipat. Great. Thank you so much for your message. So hello to you. Hello to Chiang Mai. All right. So I'm live streaming from Bangkok right now. So great to see you all. Okay, let's go back to our sentence. So this is good evening, teacher. Good evening to you too, Kun Paramin. All right. So it's great to see you back again. Thank you for joining in so many of my live videos. Okay. So let's get started, shall we? Let's look at this sentence and decide what is best for this blank. What do you think? If we see a man, right, and that person, he drinks like a fish. If someone drinks like a fish, is that person very thirsty? Is an alcoholic or has bad manners? What do you think? I'll give you some time. All right. Okay. Okay, looks like we have some answers coming in, so I'll pick them up on the screen. I'll show them on the screen. So happy to see my teacher again. Thank you, We have choice A from Paramin, A from Nantipat, and also A from Wheat. All right. So going back to our sentence, all of you said A. So what is A? Is very, very thirsty. If you are thirsty, what does that mean? Thirsty is like you want to drink something so much, right? So this is different from hungry, because hungry is like you want to eat something so much, you're starving. But thirsty, you want to drink, right? Okay, so that man drinks like a fish. He is very thirsty. Is that a correct answer? Well, the correct answer to this one is actually B. Okay, that man drinks like a fish. He is alcoholic. Okay, someone who drinks like a fish, well, they drink a lot. But in this case, not just anything, they drink alcoholic drinks a lot. Okay, if you drink lots of water, lots of juice, lots of tea, lots of coffee, you don't drink like a fish. Okay, so yeah, when we say that man drinks like a fish, we are saying that he or she, or in this case, he drinks a lot of alcohol. Okay, so we say B, that's the correct answer. That man drinks like a fish. He is alcoholic. Okay, so yeah, he's addicted to alcohol. He can't live without alcohol. All right. And C, he has bad manners. Remember that manners is like a way of behaving to other people, especially when you concerning what is right and what is wrong, and like how you show that you care for other people. So yeah, the way that you behave, the way that you act to other people, that's manners. So if you say the man has bad manners, it means, when he interacts, he behaves to other people, he doesn't care, or like maybe, he does something which the society disapprove, okay? But that's not it. For this idiom, if someone drinks like a fish, it means that person is addicted to alcohol or alcoholic, okay? So good try to everyone, okay? And so Kun Paramin said idioms is or are so difficult for me. That's all right, because idioms are like words which you don't see every day, but you still see them, especially when you read and sometimes when you listen. Okay, so it's good to know, but if you don't use it, that's all right. But when you are preparing for a test, if you know some idioms, that's a good thing, because sometimes when you take a test, you may find these idioms, these words. All right. Okay, great. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, this is number 2. So this story sounds fishy. If something is fishy, it seems what? I'll give you some time to come up with an answer, okay? Okay, it seems like we have one answer from our viewers. So A from Nantapat. Okay, thank you so much for your answer. Let's go back to our sentence. So this story, okay, something that you tell, like something that happened and then you tell someone, that's a story, right? Sounds fishy. It seems what? A is confusing. If something is confusing, it's hard to understand. Maybe all of the details are not clear. B, suspicious. Okay, if something is suspicious, it makes you feel that, there is something bad or maybe something illegal, okay, is going on. And what about terrible? Terrible is like very bad. All right. So for those who are still thinking, what do you think is the best answer? If you hear a fishy story, is it a confusing story, like hard to understand, suspicious, like, making you feel that something bad is happening or there is something wrong? Or is it a terrible story, a bad one? What do you think? Any more answers? All right. So for this one, the correct answer is actually B, okay? Suspicious. This story sounds fishy. It seems suspicious. C-I-O-U-S. Okay, so a fishy story is a suspicious story, all right? So why is it suspicious? Well, it seems like there is something wrong with it. It's hard to actually fully believe this story. There may be some lies, okay? Remember that suspicious can be used to talk about the feeling that there is something illegal going on or something wrong, something bad happening, okay? So it's not a bad story. It doesn't mean that it's a hard to understand story, but it just makes you feel that there is something not right about this story. So it's a suspicious story. So remember, if something, not just the story, is fishy, okay, if something's fishy, it means there is something wrong with it. It's suspicious, all right? All right, let's move on to the next one. So here is our next sentence. What do you think? What should we write in the blank? Okay, is it big, cold, or small? What do you think? I'll give you some time, okay? If you're watching now but haven't participated yet, please have a go, okay? You may surprise yourself. And if you don't know the answer, just have a guess and it will help you remember things better, okay? So yeah, anyway, for those who have just joined, don't forget to like or share my video if you think it's useful or can be helpful for somebody. All right. Now, I'll give you some time to decide on the answer to this sentence. Okay, let's read some answers from our friends. So we have A and also an A. Okay, let's look at our sentence. So here it's saying that George, this is the name of a person. All right, great. So we have another A from Purivit. Thank you so much for your answer. So anyway, George is our firm's something fish. Okay, so a firm is the same as a company. All right. And so he may be able to approve this for you. Okay. If you approve something, it's like you sign in your name to allow something to happen. So George can do this for you because he is something fish. All right. And all of you said A, and yes, A is the correct answer. So we write big here. George is our firm's big fish, so he may be able to approve this for you. Okay, so if someone is a big fish, he or she is an important person. Okay, so like in this sentence, it means that, George is an important person. He has many powers. So that's why he can approve this thing for you. So we can say George is the big fish of the company. All right. So well done to everyone. What about this sentence? Let's forget about these trivial problems for now. We have, and then a blank, to fry. All right. So trivial means like things which are like small and not important. Okay. So trivial problems are problems which are small and not important. All right. Like low value, low importance. All right. So I'll now give you some time. What do you think is the best answer to this one? We have 4 choices. Have a go. All right. Okay, looks like we only have one. So we said yum yum fish. So I think you are choosing choice D, right? Yummier fish. Okay, so we have C from Nantipat, so red herring. Great. Okay, so let's look at the sentence first. Let's forget about. So if you forget about something, you don't remember it, you don't pay attention to it in this case. So let's not pay attention. Let's not focus on these small and unimportant problems for now. So right now, stop thinking about all these small problems. Why? We have what to fry, okay? So fry is a way of cooking, right? When you fry, you have oil in a pan and you heat the oil and then you put food in it, okay, to fry, like fried chicken and so on. All right. So when we say let's forget about these three of problems for now, it means we should not focus on these problems for now because we have something to fry. Okay, I'll read some more answers. So we have from Pritam, bigger fish. That's A. So thank you again for coming. I saw you yesterday in our live video. So thank you for joining in again. And we have A from Nantipat. All right. Great. So we have a D and two A's, right? Great. So let's review the answer. Well, the answer to this one is actually A. So a bigger fish, okay? Sorry, we should have A here. All right. So let's forget about these trivial problems for now. We have a bigger fish to fry, okay? By saying that we have a bigger fish to fry, it means that what? We have something which is more important, okay? So anything bigger, it's more important. So we say a bigger fish to fry, okay? That's the idiom. A bigger fish to fry means a more important thing. So you can see that this is similar to the previous sentence, right? Because we were talking about a big fish, anything that is a big fish is an important thing. So here, George is an important person in the company, in the firm. While this one, we are talking about a bigger fish to fry, which means an important thing to pay attention to. Okay, so we don't normally say a fresher or newer fish. And red herring, well, I will review that in a moment. Okay, and well, yummier fish or tastier fish, well, we don't say that. All right, so good try to all of you. Great. So let's move on to the next one. And for those who've just joined, don't forget to like this video if you're enjoying it, or press the heart button or any other buttons. I'm fine with all. And also, please don't forget to help me by sharing this live stream so that more people will be able to learn. We'll get to learn from this video. All right. So yeah, that's all. And anyway, I will be going live every day. So if you don't want to miss out, don't forget to like my page and press see first. Or if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe and press the bell button. All right, great. So let's look at this one. I'll give you some time. What do you think is the answer to this one? What should we write in this blank? Everything is so what? Dry, similar, or unfamiliar. What do you think? If you feel like a fish out of water, what is that feeling? I'll give you some time to think, all right? Okay, excellent. Looks like we have Many answers coming in. So we have, I think it's from this one, right? So from Pritam, unfamiliar. So that's C. Great. So Pritam, can you tell us again where you're from? We have dry. So that's A from we. All right. And Purivit, you said C, unfamiliar. And Manto, you said C. And also C from Nantipat. All right. Great, everyone. Let's look at our sentence. So here, whenever, so whenever is like anytime I go there. So like when I visit this place, right? I feel like a fish out of water. Okay. Think of a picture, fish is normally in the water. When a fish is swimming, it feels normal, right? So if a fish is out of the water, what does that mean? Is it normal? If a fish is out of the water, it's not normal, right? So if we know that if like a fish that is not in the water is not normal, when you feel like a fish out of water, what does that mean? It means everything is so what when a fish is out of water? Well, the correct answer is C, and many of you got it right. So well done, right? It's not dry. Okay, well, it's true that, when the fish is out of water, it's dry. But in this idiom, we say it is unfamiliar. Okay, so whenever I go there, I feel like a fish out of water. Everything is so unfamiliar. Okay, so if anything is unfamiliar, it means that what? You're not used to these things. Okay, everything around you is like so new and maybe intimidating to you. All right, so that's why we say C. Yeah, so yeah, you're right. So here's another explanation from Pritam. You said feeling awkward. Yeah, we can say that. So something that is unfamiliar makes you feel awkward. So when you feel like a fish out of water, you can say that, yes, we are feeling awkward. And yeah, hello, Pritam from Bangladesh. Right, so he's our international viewer. Okay, so, and oh yeah, I forgot to explain choice B. Okay, so B, similar. If things are similar, this means that what? They are close to each other. They are almost alike. Okay, not much difference. But here we use unfamiliar. So remember, similar and familiar are different. Okay, similar means things are like almost the same, but familiar means what? You are used to it, okay? But here, unfamiliar. So fish out of water means you're unfamiliar with something. You're feeling awkward. Great. So let's move on. Here, wait. All right, so this one. Okay, so don't try to fish for a what? People will dislike you for it. What do you think? What's the best answer? Have a go, okay? I'll give you some time. Okay, so let's look at some answers, shall we? We have Nantipat, sorry, you said C, so that's compliment. And Pritam said kettle, so that's an A. Okay, let's look at the sentence first. So don't try to do something like don't attempt to fish for something. People will dislike you, sorry, not your. People will dislike you for it. This means what? People will not like you for it, for doing this. So don't do this because people will not like your action, all right? Anyway, we have kettle, story, and compliment. Well, for this one, the correct answer is actually C, compliment, okay? Don't try to fish for a compliment. Is quite correct in this one. By saying don't try to fish for a compliment, it means like, don't try to ask people to say good things about you. Why? Because people will not like you for it, all right? So the idiom to fish for a compliment is like to try to get people to say nice things, good things about you, all right? But here it's saying that don't try, so don't do it, because people will not like you for it, all right? So that's a compliment. And story, well, story is like something that happened, and then you tell it to another person. That's a story. And kettle is like, used for like boiling water and cooking and stuff like that. So we don't use fish for a kettle. We say fish for a compliment. All right, let's move on. Okay, how about this sentence? What should we write in the blank? Don't let the what distract you from our main goal. Is it don't let the catfish, don't let the fishing expedition, don't let the red herring, or don't let Dory? What do you think? Don't let which one distract you from our main goal? I'll give you some time, all right? Okay, everyone, do we have any answers? So we have one, red herring, all right? Any more answers? If you're not sure, just have a guess. It's okay, because by guessing, and if you're wrong, well, you will remember why it is wrong, right? And if you got it right, then well done to you, all right? So we have D, maybe that's a guess with the question marks, and also a C. All right, great, everyone. Let's go back to the sentence. So don't let, or don't allow. Okay, we have D from Kanok 1. All right, great to see you again. Thank you for joining both of my live videos today. So don't allow or don't let something distract you. So if something distracts you, it moves your attention away to another thing, okay? Maybe you're focusing on the first thing, and if something distracts you, it makes you stop focusing on that thing and maybe focus or pay attention to something else, all right? So that's the meaning of distract. All right. We have C from Manto, thank you. Okay, and then distract you from our main goal. Okay, goal is like the target, the objective, and it's like the main one, the biggest one. So don't let something, move your attention away from the most important objective. All right, so we have catfish, fishing expedition, red herring, and Dory. For this one, the correct answer is C, okay? Red herring, which I'll explain in a moment. But A and D, we can't say that because catfish and dory are just names of fish species, all right? What about B? B, fishing expedition. So an expedition is like a trip or a journey, okay? And a fishing expedition is like a journey just to fish, just to go fishing. So yeah, we don't say that. So we have red herring. That sounds like a species of a fish, and I think it is a fish species as well, but there is another meaning for red herring. So a red herring is something that takes our attention away from something more important. So a distraction is a red herring, okay? It's like something that, is not important or has no use, but it somehow makes people focus on it. That's a red herring, all right? So yeah, congratulations for those who got it right. And if you didn't get it right, that's all right, because this one is it's not an everyday idiom, I guess. Anyway, like what I said, a red herring is anything that distracts. So that's why the sentence says, don't let the red herring distract you from our main goal. Don't let this kind of distraction take your attention away from the main objective, the main goal. All right, well done, everyone. So next one. Okay, how about this one? That's just a fish what? I believe none of it. So a fish what is unbelievable. What do you think? It's not believable, sorry. I'll give you some time. What's the best answer? Is it a fish novel, fish poem, fish story, or fish word? Okay, we have many answers coming in. So let's read each one. Which one is it? I think this is the first one. Okay. So C from Kanok 1, we have story, which is C from we. Okay, Manto said C, Pritam story, so C, and Nantipat C as well. So everyone said C, and C from Nui, I guess. I hope I pronounced it correctly. And a B from Puriwit. All right, lots of answers. That's great. Thank you so much for participating. So, okay. Let's go back to our sentence, right? That's just a fish something. I believe none of it. If you believe none of it, you don't think it is true, right? It's probably a lie. So anything that is a fish story. So most of you got it correct. A fish story. Okay, so that's just a fish story. I believe none of it. So a story that is a fish story, it's like a lie, a big lie. Okay, so that's why here in the sentence it says, I believe none of it. I don't trust anything about this. It's a big lie. All right. So fish story, a big lie. All right. So other choices, well, that's just to distract you. Okay, so a novel is a what? It's like a long story, right? A thick book like this small one with a long story. That's a novel. Okay, a poem is a kind of writing, like you write maybe in different lines, and the lines maybe like have sounds which rhyme in a poem, right? So a story is something that you tell, something that happened and then you tell someone else. Okay, but in this case, a fish story, remember, it's a lie, a big lie. And What about this one? A fish word. Well, we don't say a fish word, all right? And anyway, a word is like, fish is a word, just is a word. I know you know that already. So, okay, let me read this. So we have a comment, a long one from Pritam. Thank you for choosing today's topic of discussion. I love it since I'm currently an undergraduate student at Department of Fisheries, University of Dhaka, Bangladesh. Wow, interesting. So you're studying about fisheries, and yeah, today we have idioms about fish. So yeah, it's great that I managed to touch something that is related to your study. So thank you so much for your comment. All right. So many of you got it correctly. If you got it correct or you think you learned something new, don't forget to share this live video. Okay. It would be great if more people see this. Okay. And you will give me all the energy to do more great live videos. All right. So thank you again to everyone on all the comments. All right. So don't forget to share. Okay. Bring your friends and let's learn English together. All right. Next one. Next one. So here's the next one. This is our next sentence. So she is such a what and doesn't care about anyone. So what kind of fish doesn't care about other people? What do you think? I'll give you some time to think. Okay, everyone, we have some answers. So we have what? We have cold fish, so that's a B, all right? Cold fish, so a B. A, so that's dead fish, all right? What else? We have B, cold fish, B, cold fish, and an A, so a dead fish. Great. So this is our sentence. She is such a what? Well, the correct answer is this one. Okay, so a cold fish. Okay, she's such a cold fish and doesn't care about anyone. So if someone is a cold fish, they lack the friendliness and maybe the sympathy. All right, like this one. She's such a cold fish and doesn't care about anyone. So she isn't friendly, she doesn't care about other people's feeling. So we can call a person like that a cold fish. Okay, so a dead fish is close, right? But in English, the idiom is a cold fish, okay? And a kettle of fish, no, a big fish. We have already learned a big fish is an important person, right? Great, everyone. Let's see. Okay, so here's one more. So what do you think is the answer to this one? Okay, let's have some music. Okay, so we have many answers. Let's read each one. So we have A from Pritam, we have B from Kanokwan, A from We, A from Manto, and also an A from Puriwit. All right, so here is our sentence. It's hard to classify. Okay, so if you classify something, it means you try to separate many things according to each item's characteristics. Okay, like maybe if something's red, we classify it as one group. If something's blue, we classify it as another group. All right, so to separate something into different groups, that's classify. Okay, and we have A from Nui as well. All right, so here this sentence says it's hard to classify this kind or this type of writing. So it's maybe a story or something, but this one, it's hard to classify whether it is maybe this type or that type, this genre or that genre. Okay, genre means like a type. For example, if we're talking about music, what are the genres of music? Well, we have pop, we have rock, we have jazz, we have classical, we have R&B, we have hip hop. Those are the genres of music. Okay, so for this one, the sentence is saying that it is hard to separate this kind of writing into its groups. So we can say that it is a what? So we have A's and B's. That's great. So I'm great. I'm glad that there is no C, because we have already learned about this, right? A fish story is an idiom meaning what? It means a big lie. So yeah, I'm glad that no one answered C. Okay, so well, the answer to this one is actually B. Okay, neither fish or fowl, nor fowl, or you can say neither fish nor fowl. It's hard to classify this kind of writing. It is neither fish nor fowl. All right, so we use neither nor, or you can say neither nor, to talk about two negative things. Like this one, we are saying that it's not fish and it's not fowl. Okay, so we're talking about two no's, two nots. That's why we use neither and nor. All right. And fowl. You may be wondering what is a fowl. Well, a fowl is a bird that you raise, okay, for meat or for egg. All right, we say that bird is a fowl. So by saying that it's hard to classify this kind of writing, it is neither fish nor fowl, that's just to say that, this thing, it's hard to tell its type. It's hard to categorize. Okay, so it's not a fish and it's not a bird. See, this is how this idiom works. It's to say that it's not A and it's not B. Therefore, it is hard to put this into just a single group. All right. So to recap, we say something is neither a fish nor fowl, to say that thing is hard to classify. Okay. How about choice A? We have many A's. A big fish in a small pond. That is actually also an idiom. Okay. Remember, we have a big fish. We have learned it before. Okay. What is a big fish? Does anyone remember? A big fish. What does that mean, a big fish? Well, a big fish is an important person, okay? But here it says a big fish in a small pond. Okay, a pond is like, a body of water and usually not big. And if a pond is small, then it's even smaller, okay? So when we say a big fish in a small pond, we are saying that that person who is the big fish is important, but he or she is only important in a small group. So he's not really that important, if you understand. Yeah, he or she is important, but just in a small group. And that small group is represented with a small pond. All right. Yeah. So a big fish is an important person. That is correct. Great. So yeah, we have an important person, but he or she is in only a small pond. So just in a small group, not real power, right? So a big fish can be a wealthy person or powerful person. That is also correct. Thank you for your answer. All right, so that's why we answered this sentence B. Okay, it's hard to classify this kind of writing. It is neither fish nor fowl. It is hard to tell the type of this type of writing. So we use this idiom. It's not a fish and it's not a bird. All right, great, everyone. Okay, so we have come to the end of our quiz. And before we finish today's session, let's go over what we have learned today. So let's look at the first one. If someone drinks like a fish, what does that mean? Is it because that person is thirsty, or is it because that person drinks lots of alcohol? What do you think? What do you think? If someone drinks like a fish, any guesses? Okay, so if you have been following since the beginning, you should probably know what to drink like a fish mean. What does it mean? Any answers? Okay, so we have what? Drink a lot of alcohol from Nantipat. Well done. Yeah, that's correct. And for alcohol, don't forget the L at the end. Okay, so someone who drinks like a fish drinks a lot of alcohol. That is absolutely correct. So that person is probably an alcoholic as well. All right. Okay, what is the next one? The next idiom that we learned today is this. So if something sounds fishy, if anything sounds fishy, what does that mean? Something that is fishy. Is it believable? Can you believe something that sounds fishy? What do you think? Yes or no? If something sounds fishy, can you trust that thing? Any guesses? I'm sure you know, we have many people viewing this live video right now, and I think many of you have seen it from the beginning. So let's have a guess while we revise everything that we have learned today, okay? So here's the sentence to help you. All right, so if something sounds fishy, it is suspicious. There is something bad, something wrong hidden. So you can't fully trust that thing. All right, everyone? So anything that is fishy, there must be something hidden that is bad. Okay, what's the next one? This one. So we have seen this one a lot already, right? A big fish. So I think many of you know the meaning of this. So please give me the answer. What is a big fish? All right. Okay, please send me the answer again. A big fish is a what person? A big fish. What do you think? Have a go. All right. So any guesses? I've just seen some answers. So let's answer again. So what's a big fish? Anyone? Okay, great. Thank you, Kun Nantipat. Yes, a big fish is an important person. Excellent. Okay, so anyone who is important, like the head of maybe a company or a school or an organization is an important person, or like the leader of a country, that's an important person. So you can say that person is a big fish. All right. We have important person from Nui as well. Correct. Great. Next one. So what is a bigger fish to fry? If you have a bigger fish to fry, what does that mean? Is it a more important thing or a less important thing? What do you think? A bigger fish to fry, is it a more important or less important thing? Have a go. All right, so if we have a bigger fish to fry, it means that we have a more important thing to do and pay attention to. Okay, everyone? So let's not focus on unimportant things. Let's focus on the big fish. Okay, so like we have a bigger fish to fry. Let's focus on this thing, okay, and not an unimportant thing. Oh, right. So we have, yep, it has a more important thing. Yes, it is a more important thing. That is correct. More important thing to do. That is correct. And more important is also correct. So thank you for all of your answers, and thank you for helping me to review all of our idioms for today. Great, great, great. Next one. Okay, so this one, a fish out of water. A fish out of water. If you feel like a fish out of water, how do you feel? If you go somewhere, or if you are in a situation and you feel like a fish out of water, what do you feel? Are you used to that? Are you familiar with that situation? If you feel like a fish out of water, are you familiar or are you not familiar with that situation? What do you think? A fish out of water. Remember, if you're not sure about the answer to this one, think about the fish. Where do we normally find a fish? Is it on land or in the water? Of course, fish is normally in the water. So if a fish is out of the water, it's not normal. And if we think like a fish, do you think that the fish will be familiar with the land? Or do you think that the fish will be familiar with the water more? Okay, just a moment. So we have the explanation. Great. So Nantipat said not familiar, and Kanokwan also said not familiar. So both of you are correct. That is correct. That's right. So yeah, a fish out of water is when you feel that you're not familiar to that situation or something. Okay, you go somewhere and you're new to it, you feel like a fish out of water, or yeah, you can say that you feel awkward. Correct. Purivit, you're correct. Great, excellent. Thank you for all of your contributions. And if you're enjoying this, don't forget to share this live video. You know, the more people see this, the greater it is, because everyone will get to learn English, okay? And also by using English as the instructional language. So everyone will get to practice listening skills as well. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, this is the next one. So we have seen the idiom to fish for a compliment. If you fish for a compliment, what does this mean? Are you asking people for what? If you fish for a compliment, you are asking people for what? I'll give you some time to think. Why shouldn't we fish for a compliment? And is fishing for a compliment a good or a bad thing? What do you think? Fishing for a compliment. Good or bad? Okay, let's wait for some answers. So we said maybe bad. Nantiwat, bad thing. Yeah, it's not a good thing to fish for a compliment, because why? When you fish for a compliment, you try to ask or say something to other people, okay, so that they say good things about you. But it doesn't seem that sincere, right? Because if it's a sincere compliment, then other people will say it to you by themselves, okay? You don't have to ask for it. So if you need to ask for a compliment, it means you are fishing for a compliment, all right? So yeah, that's right, bad thing. Next one. Okay, this one. So what is a red herring? A red herring. Yes, it is a kind of fish, but what is the idiomatic meaning of red herring? Okay, I'll read one comment for the previous idiom. So, fishing for a compliment is bad because it is what outstanding more than other people. Yeah, it's like you're trying to show off, right? So, let me think of another word because outstanding means like very good, right? So, let's say it is bad because like you are trying to be, you know, you're trying to show off, okay? You're trying to be like the center of attention more than other people. So yeah, still you got it correct. So it's not a good thing to fish for a compliment. Now let's focus on this sentence. Sorry, this idiom. Red herring, red herring. What is a red herring? Is it just a type of fish or is there something more to it? Does anyone remember the meaning of red herring? Okay, let's give you all some time to type it in. Okay, so a red herring is something that distracts people from the main thing, you know? So maybe like the main thing is this one, A, okay? But we have a red herring and people turn their attention, change their attention to the red herring or B in this case. So we say, yep, I think, oh, right. So we have an answer here. So another thing not important. Yeah, so it's another thing that is not important and it interrupts you. Yeah, that's a good explanation. Thank you, Kanok One. So yeah, anything that distracts anyone from the main objective or the main goal is called a red herring. Okay, well done. How about this one? What does the idiom a fish story mean? A fish story. How about this? Can you believe a fish story? Can you believe a fish story? Do you think you can believe a fish story? A yes or a no? What do you think? All right, I'll wait a little bit just for you all to type it in. Okay, we have one comment coming in. So a fish story is a big lie. Excellent, you are correct. And Nandipat, lie or untrue story. That is also correct. Excellent. So yeah, a big fish is a big lie, is an untrue story. Sorry, a fish story, not a big fish. So fish story, yeah, big lie and untrue story. Excellent. Okay, I think we have two more. And this one, cold fish. Okay, so what is the meaning of cold fish? If someone is a cold fish, that person is a what? Help me. Okay, so a cold fish is someone who is like unfriendly and doesn't care for other people. Okay, we can say that that person is a cold fish. This is actually similar to an idiom in the previous video yesterday. You know, if someone is as cold as ice, then that person is unfriendly as well. Okay, so these two idioms are similar. All right. And here's the last one for today. So what is this one? When we say that something is neither a fish or nor a fowl, what does that mean? Neither fish nor fowl, what does that mean? All right, haha, a cold fish. Yeah, it sounds weird, but that's the meaning of it. Okay, if someone is a cold fish, they're not friendly, they're not nice. So anyway, what is the meaning of neither fish nor fowl? What do you think? If something is neither fish nor fowl, is it easy to classify or is it hard to classify? What do you think? Okay, please help me in the last idiom for today. If something is neither fish nor fowl, is it easy or hard to put into a group? Well, yes, we can say that it's not fish and not fowl, but what's like the actual idiomatic meaning? What do you think? Not fish, not fowl, and what? Well, we can say that something that is not fish and not fowl, or in this case, neither fish nor fowl, it is something that is hard to classify, so hard to put into a group. Yeah, so Nantiwat, you are half correct. Yep. So we have hard and hard, correct. So yeah, it's hard to what? Hard to classify, hard to put in a group. All right. So anything to recap, anything that is neither fish nor fowl is something that is hard to classify or hard to put into a group. And we have one extra idiom here, a big fish in a small pond. We know that a big fish is an important person, but if it is a big fish in a small pond, what does that mean? Is that person important everywhere or just important in a small group? What do you think? A big fish in a small pond. We know that a big fish is an important person, but if a big fish is in a small pond, is that person very important or just important in a small group? What do you think? Okay, let's go back. So for this one, a big fish in a small pond actually means someone who is important, but they are only important in a small group. Yeah, okay, so yep, just in a small group, important in a small group. Great, thank you for your answers. So yeah, that's it. So that's one extra idiom for all of you. And I hope you have all enjoyed this episode on idioms which are related to fish. And again, idioms, well, you may not use it often, but it is an important thing to know because when you listen, when you read what other people have to say or write, you'll be able to understand better if you know these idioms because idioms have hidden or subtle meanings. All right. Let me just pick up one more comment. So yeah, it is not real power. You're correct. So big fish in a small pond doesn't have real power. Correct. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching. And if you have enjoyed this, remember to press like or send me a heart or a thumbs up. Okay. And most importantly, please support me by sharing this video to someone you know who may benefit from this. Okay. Send it to your friends, your groups, your family members, your colleagues, so that they can come and join in this live stream and enjoy and learn English together. All right. And also you do me a big favor. If there's lots of viewers, you give me more energy to create more great live videos. All right. And yeah, that's it. So anyway, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, don't forget to write them in the comments area. And if you don't want to miss great live videos like this, don't forget to like my page and press see first if you're watching on Facebook. And if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe and press the bell button. All right. Well, that's it for today. If there's any topic you want me to teach, please let me know in the comments area. And if you want to learn more English properly, please check out my website. We have online courses on English grammar, English writing, and also TOEIC preparation. Okay, so please check out my website. The links are in the description. Okay, so yeah, that's all for today. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right, everyone? Thank you. Okay, thank you, Kanokwan, and yeah, good dreams. So sweet dreams, everyone, and see you again tomorrow. All right, so bye-bye.